Hello there, Commonwealth from here. Pure or the Bird was right again in January. GBA Switch Online and no first-party presentation. But February is the time for the first Nintendo Direct of 2024. Since in 2016, as we anticipated the reveal of the NX, in September we instead got the last ever 3DS exclusive Direct. All to get things out of the way before the reveal of the Switch on October 20th, 2016. The moment to make a stand for Nintendo is here. Is the Switch getting more announcements before the end of the April 2023 to April 2024 fiscal year? Or more specifically, the reveal of Nintendo's next system as we approach the Switch's 7th anniversary? Those are the big questions that we will explore, so be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification button. February, outside the cursed pandemic year of 2020, has always had a February Direct. Wrong. That title goes to the September Direct during the Switch generation. And in fact, the February Direct is the least stable of all the secure Nintendo Direct presentations spot. Yes, even more than the June former E3 presentation, since in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 and 2020 we didn't have a February Nintendo Direct. So let's ask ourselves the following question. After seeing what we got in September 2023, namely remasters, remakes, and one new Princess title, which was already teased in June 2023, what would Nintendo even bring to the table? If we're getting a new system in 2024, then we have to accept the harsh truth. For the 2017 Switch, 2019 Lite, and 2021 OLED, we have most likely seen the last big new Nintendo game reveal. Even Metroid Prime 4 wouldn't count, as it was announced at E3 2017. But here's the thing we need to keep in mind. Guess which Nintendo Direct came just weeks before the reveal of first look trailer of the Nintendo Switch on October 20th, 2016. The last exclusive 3DS Direct on September 1st, 2016. And there was a reason for this, as retailers, but most of all developers, need around 5 to 6 months from reveal to release of a new system to prepare. So what could we then get in a February Switch Direct if the Switch 2 is revealed in March or early April? One thing is the Splatoon 3 side order pay DLC, probably the biggest Splatoon expansion to date, coming out 1.5 years after the game came out. It has to show up here, right? A Fire Emblem Echoes title is another option, seeing that Echoes Shadows of Valentia was one of the very last 3DS games beside Pokémon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Don't worry, we will get back to the matter of Pokémon a little later on in the video. Then more remakes/remasters, specifically The Legend of Zelda. In this case, the games that are missing from turning the Nintendo Switch into the ultimate 3D system when we count Switch Online. Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD. But why have HD now when you can soon have 4K in the titles? The same goes for the first trailer of a game that has previously been announced, restarted and teased for the Nintendo Switch. Metroid Prime 4. 1 year after the sudden reveal and release of Metroid Prime Remastered. That would be perfection. Well, almost. Since with a title like this, it would be more fitting to save the big reveal for a system with upscaled 4K resolution for Nvidia DLSS Magic. Unless this is the time for the reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2. Perhaps, but only with a hint, since it's too soon for a big presentation or even reveal of it in February. That is unless the system will be out early summer. Remember, Nintendo still has a new game coming out to its current gen platform in late March, and the Switch isn't the Wii U, aka dead, as it still sells well. To a point that Nintendo hasn't even been talking about the next system. No codename revealed, nothing. And the situation is kind of similar to the PS4 in the first half of the 2020, before the reveal of the PS5 in June that year. There's no need from Nintendo's point of view to rush a reveal until we're about to enter the new fiscal year. Why? Since the system will most likely first be revealed for a simple announcement or trailer. Just like the tease of the NX in October 2016, which the day after turned into the first look trailer of the Nintendo Switch. Keep it distinct from the current generation. And what did we not have in 2016? A full Direct for Wii U games. But we did get a 3DS Games Direct in September 2016. In other words, the best we can get is a lesser presentation without the big hitters that some want to clickbait with. Since it is obvious that the next 3D Mario is not a Nintendo Switch, but a Switch 2 exclusive. The same goes for the next Mario launch. And besides, our Nintendo Switch Mario games of 2024 have already been revealed, and they are Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Princess Peach Showtime, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remake/Remaster. 4 games, so don't ask for more on a system about to reach its retirement age. The next installments of mainline best-selling Mario franchises are currently being developed for the Switch successor. That is the truth. Still, unless the Nintendo Switch 2 is out in June or July, then there's no point to include it in a February Direct. So don't expect a big new mainline Mario reveal in a final Switch-focused Direct, as it will immediately halt sales for the entire Nintendo Switch family of systems. A disaster for Nintendo when they still have exclusive games to release, and probably over half a year to the launch of the new system. Reveals of new systems in these digital days are short to give a taste and then bring more information to the table approximately 2 to 3 months later. We have seen this for both Nintendo and PlayStation. Generate buzz and interest and then deliver the big information dump with the release date. So is that it? And need to be patient until we enter the new fiscal year in April, or is there hope? I would say that there's definitely potential, especially in March. But not as much for a Switch 2 reveal in February. And that is the thing. Without the new system, what is Pokémon going to do with the epilogue to Gen 9 complete and done? Maybe give the Switch one final remaster or remake. Say Gen 5 Unova, saving the next Legends title to 2025 for Johto if Gen 10 is going back to Kanto for the 30th anniversary of the franchise. Then again, the Pokémon company likes to keep reveals like these away from February Nintendo Directs, just to reveal them in their own Pokémon Present, very late around Pokémon Day in the month of February. We need more exciting Pokémon Day presents after 2023's gave us a grand total of 0 new Switch games announcements. Then again, it was all about Scarlet and Violet's expansion, but with this one now concluded, it could be time for multiple reviews. Since what else are we missing for the existing Switch 2024 games lineup from Nintendo? Release dates for the summer titles, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door HD. Since Nintendo Directs or similar style presentations are there for one thing: announcing unannounced or previously teased titles. We saw this with Princess Peach Showtime in June last year, which led to the September Direct with the reveal of Mario vs. Donkey Kong Remake, Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door Remake. Do we have any candidates like this left? Yes, potentially Zelda Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. Maybe even a Minish Cap remake, but unless these are coming out in the first half of the year, then I doubt it. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door seems to be the last Switch title, perhaps one of the transition titles from the current to the next generation. We're in a peculiar spot, much like in August 2016, where we expected an NX reveal in September and got a 3DS Direct instead, and then Nintendo waited over a month after that for the Switch reveal. Perhaps history could repeat, but this time in the first half of the year, with us anticipating a Switch 2 reveal just to get a last Nintendo Switch exclusive Nintendo Direct in February before the big reveal of the new system in say March or April, with a potential launch in September or October, much like the Nintendo Switch Lite in 2019 and the Nintendo Switch OLED in 2021. In a situation like this, it is possible that we could get another double dip. First last hurrah for the Nintendo Switch or the outgoing system, which will give something to chew on and fill up on before the reveal of the next big thing. No matter what, with this setup, Nintendo wins, and it might be what they have in mind. Keep things normal in February, and maybe even early March, with a presentation and physical game release, aka Princess Peach Showtime, and yes, Metroid Prime Remastered was that one in 2023, despite the immediate digital release after the February Direct. Just like Kirby and the Forgotten Land was the March game in 2022. Some, but at the same time a little more limited possibilities for a February Nintendo Direct. And that is what we should bring with us going into this presentation. Not expecting it, but seeing it as a possibility due to the lack of big new 10+ million titles that could still come to the Nintendo Switch. Unless we get a Pokémon Gen 5 remake reveal right here. But what do you think? Will we get a Nintendo Direct in February, or is Nintendo saving this format from now on for the Nintendo Switch successor? Sound off in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell to not miss any of our Nintendo Direct videos if we get one in February. Last but not least, a big thanks to all of you for watching until the end and to our patreon.com/commonrealm patrons. Special shoutouts go to Raw producers Zach Johnson and JC Fung, and heroes Holly Wolf, Cheryl, Garrett Hoy, and Jeffrey Van Triest. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these two awesome videos.